Okay, we're punting. I'm using my laptop. I'm going to see if this is better. Hi, Shannon. I hope this is a hell of a lot better. Technology just sometimes, it's the first live. I just this is going to be. I told Shannon, did I not tell you, Shannon, the other day that this was going to be like a baptism by fire? Did I say it or did I say it? Now, can everybody hear me? Can everybody see me? Is it freezing up? Is the sound okay? Is it cutting out? I need to know these things. Shannon, talk to me, baby. Talk to me. Everything's good to go. Yay. Okay. Yay. This is frustrating. It's frustrating, but that's okay. I'm going to get some new software. I just didn't have time to install it and do everything today because I just didn't have time. I was busy with other things. So, anyway, I am so glad you're all here. While you're here and while we're waiting for more people to join us, um, can you hit that like and subscribe button and maybe, turn on the notifications and maybe share this with some of your author friends? I would appreciate it. Because I want to I just want to help as many people as I possibly can. And this is probably the best way of doing it. Facebook has made so many silly changes that it's really difficult to do anything on Facebook anymore. So I decided that the best way to help people would be to do YouTube lives. So that's what we're doing. And pardon me while I adjust things. There we go. Shannon says if it freezes up again, she's going to come beat my Mac. Well, we are a Mac household. Everything is Mac, Apple phones, Apple watches, Apple TV, you name it. We are Apple people. And that's just how we roll, baby. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate that. So, Elizabeth, are you an author? I think you are, but I don't remember. I'm going to put in the poll. Ask a question. Are you an author? I keep grabbing the mouse that's for my Big Mac. I am just a nut. Add option other. Because you could be an artist, you could be a musician. I'm hoping these tips I give you on Author Funk can help with a wide range of creators. Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay, Elizabeth, what do you write? I should know this, but I have so many author friends, and I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you what Shannon writes. I think it's military romance or romantic suspense. See, this is how bad I am. And Shannon's my producer, but I have so much up here that it's sometimes very difficult to keep it all straight. Anyway, so as long as we're good, tonight's episode is titled What the Funk is Wrong with Me? And we're going to be discussing that funk that we all sometimes get into. It can be a creative funk. Some people might call it a writer's block, but writer's block, I think, is a totally different animal than what I want to talk about. I want to talk about that spiritual, emotional, creative funk um, that we all sometimes find ourselves in, right? And it can sometimes be a very difficult place to be for, you know, the dictionary defines funk as a state of depression. Now, I suffer personally from depression and I take medication for it. All I can say is thank you, sweet baby Jesus, for Zoloft and yoga. putting that out there. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to diagnose anybody. I'm just here to help if I can. So so ask yourself why you're in the funk. First, you have to identify, is this just, have I only been like this for a couple days? Is it hormonal? Is it seasonal? Whatever. And it could go deeper than that. I mean, I was literally in a funk for 2 solid years. And I had a lot of personal stuff going on. And then I had hormonal imbalances and medication problems. And oh, Lord, it was just bad. And I just didn't, my heart wasn't in it for a very, very long time. I just didn't feel like writing. And that, when I recognized that I just didn't feel like writing anymore, I did go to the doctor, because I knew that I had more problems than that. But anyway, so you need to identify your funk. What kind of funk is it? Again, is it temporary? Is it seasonal? Is it hormonal? Is it that time of the month? Are you going through a divorce? Did someone just pass away in your family that you love? Are you pregnant? Are you trying to get pregnant? I mean, there can be all sorts of reasons why you feel this way, right? So we have to decide, identify what kind of funk is it? And then what is the severity of it? Okay. Is this so bad? Is your funk so bad that you can't get out of bed in the morning? Been there. Been there, done that, wrote the book and have the t-shirt and the trophy. Um, so if it's that bad, then I'm going to really strongly encourage you to go see your doctor. And if that doctor doesn't want to help you, then find yourself another doctor. So, funk is defined as a state of depression. You need to identify what kind of funk you're in and what the severity is, and then what you're going to do about it. Okay. So, let's say it's not a bad funk, it's not one where you need to go see your doctor. Um, Maybe it's just seasonal. Mine's worse in the wintertime because there's no sunshine or very little or not enough. Um, so what causes your funk that you sometimes get into? So, for me, it's just, I do have depression, but it's completely controlled now, and I'm so happy. Again, thank you, sweet baby Jesus, for Zoloft and yoga. That's all I got to say. So, what are you going to do about it? Okay, that's the next step. Identify it. See, figure out how severe it is, what caused it, and then what are you going to do about it? So, this portion of tonight is not medical advice. So if your funk isn't that severe that you need to go see a doctor, um, then I hope that the tips and tricks that I'm going to set forth and give you will help you out of that funk. So, step one for me, again, after seeing the doctor, was yoga. And my favorite person on all of YouTube right now is Yoga with Adriene. Okay. And I will yoga with Adriene. Oh, perhaps if I could spell. She is absolutely flipping phenomenal. She has yoga for beginners. And when I say beginners, one of the first yoga sessions I ever did with her via YouTube, of course, was I just laid there for 20 minutes and just learned to breathe. Okay. So this isn't like, hot yoga where you've got sweat running down the crocodiats and boob sweat and everything else. They have yoga. She has yoga for lower back, yoga for text neck, yoga for depression, yoga for all sorts of things. And I absolutely love Adriene, and she has really, really helped me. I can bend over and touch my toes now and not go, ow, ow, ow. So maybe try some yoga. That was my first choice. I also started walking. Um, I love taking walks, especially with my grandbabies. Um, but here where I live, we have a small window of when there is good weather to walk, because summer, it's a swamp outside. The last couple days been really nice. The weather finally broke. Um, but when it's 110 in the shade with humidity of 1,050% and not a drop of rain in the sky, it's really hard for me to get out there and walk. So what I like to do is my yoga. Um, Maybe some exercises, like toe touches and stuff like that, but something physical, even if it's just walking up and down your steps, if you've got steps in your house for a few minutes. Just get up, do some stretches, get up and move. Just get up and move. That is the best thing that helps me when I realize that, oh, I got this funk coming on, or this mood, call it whatever you want. Um, I get up and walk. I might dust the furniture, I might do some dishes, I might bake something, but I get up and I start moving. And that personally, and this is just how I deal with it, just getting up and moving has helped me tremendously. Okay. So that's my first recommendation. My second recommendation is if you want to write, if the funk is writing based, meaning you're just not in the mood, you just don't want to, your head's not there, your heart's not there, whatever. Get up and move, do some yoga, set the mood. Um, I like to write in total silence. So I'm actually blessed. My husband built this entire office for me, but I'm very blessed that I have doors that I can shut, right? But there's still noise that comes throughout the rest of the house because, I live with men. But I get my solo beats out, and they are way over there because I forgot to put them here. So I put on my solo beats or my little earbuds. And my two favorite websites for ambient noise is noises.online. Just go Google it. And I also subscribe to mynoise.net. Now, what I love about this site, it's by the same person. One is completely free and one I pay $5 a month for. But um oh my gosh, you can set any kind of mood that you want to set, right? If you want thunderstorms, or if you want birds chirping in the morning, if you need a Japanese Zen garden, if you want to feel like you're on a spaceship, if you want to feel like you're in an actual coffee shop, it has ambient noise for that. If you want to feel like you're in an airplane, that's the one I use a lot, is the airplane sounds. Um, because it just drowns everything out. There are so many, I mean, literally hundreds upon hundreds of different noises, different, and it loops it. It's just absolutely beautiful. Ocean waves, that type of thing. So sometimes when I have that mood coming on, I need to adjust my mood. And sometimes I will play, because I write Scottish historical romance. Sometimes I have a Castle Music playlist on my robot lady. I don't wanna say Alexa because then she'll start talking to me. But, yeah, Outlander soundtrack, exactly, Braveheart soundtrack, Game of Thrones soundtrack, just anything that'll kind of just get the excitement and the juices going. So I want to set the mood or change the mood. Does anybody have any questions yet? If I'm going too fast, tell me. I do tend to talk really fast. I'm really sorry. So the next thing that you can do is make your circles smaller. And that might sound contradictory to we as authors are usually quite introverted to a certain extent, but we still need our group of author friends that we can go to for questions and advice, um, to vent, whatever, because really only other authors understand what we go through. And sometimes if you make your circle way too big, crap happens, and there can be a lot of drama. And I've been through it. It was hard. It was difficult. Um, but I survived it. And so now my circle is really, really, really tiny. You can count on one hand with some fingers left over who is in my inner circle. I have a very tiny, small inner circle. And then I have an outer circle that's a little bit bigger, people that I still trust and, like working with and like doing stuff with. Um, and then I have a broader circle. Yeah, I just don't do I can't do drama. I hate drama. Um, yeah, the Braveheart soundtrack, Elizabeth, is so phenomenal. But I'm gonna give you permission to make your circle really, really tiny, like maybe 2 people. Ask yourself if the reason you're in a funk is because of all the drama that, people are bringing into your life. Um, Dan says, "Mood, I'm just lost in motivation. Almost finished with the novel, but my character is stuck in Vermont, and I need a couple more chapters to link to the already written ending." Oh, okay. So, I've done that before where I wrote, from the middle out. I wrote the middle first. I've also written the ending first and then had to make my way up there. So mood and I think mood, if you can change your mood, I think you can change your motivation. Um, Remember, writing is a privilege, right? Not everybody can do what we do. Okay. And sometimes it's okay to just vomit the words out, to just sit down, and that was the point I was gonna get to next was, um, carve out, even if it's just 15 minutes, handwrite it. Handwrite out your notes, handwrite out scenes. Um, on my iPad, I have, an iPad with a iPad pencil, and I have, used something called Neblo, but anyway, I can write my notes in there, but my favorite way is just good old-fashioned notebook and a pen or notebooks. And what I really like when I'm plotting, excuse me, my allergies just decided to act silly. But my favorite way of plotting or writing out scenes when I'm stuck is legal pad and pencils. Elizabeth asks, are all your author inner circle people writing in the same genre? Nope, Elizabeth, they are not. In fact, I'm the only historical romance writer in my very tiny, tiny, tiny group. So, Shannon recommends dictating to her phone via OTTR. Is that Otter? Um, so yeah, uh, the motivation to write has to come from within. What motivated you to begin the book in the first place, Dan? Right? Um, yeah, fix it later. Yes, vomit it out. Just get those words out as fast as you possibly can. It's okay if it doesn't make any sense. It's okay if it's not the best because later on you're gonna fix it, right? So it's better to just get those words down, to just write and write and write. And I have spiral bound notebooks, but my legal pads, I'm telling you what, I love, love, love my legal pads and my pencils and my little electric pencil sharpener, and I can write for hours that way. Something that helps motivate me, and I know this might sound silly, but I love to write in the car. Okay. In the car, on an airplane, whatever. So what I like to do is Kevin, he's retired now. My husband's retired now. And sometimes if I'm having a really, really hard time, it's like, we need to get in the car and you just need to drive. Let's go visit your mother. Let's go visit my dad, whatever. And I write the whole time he's driving. And he could be talking to me, but I'm able to block him out and just write. Sometimes I'll sit in the back seat and write. So those are just some of the tips and tricks that I have used. To help motivate me. But when you're not motivated, one of the things you need to do is ask why you started writing in the first place. What motivated you to write that first book? What motivated you to put those words down to begin with? What was it you wanted to accomplish by doing it? Right? So, figure out what that was and maybe you can grab that back. Okay. That's the easiest thing that I can tell you to do is just take a step back, take some deep breaths, maybe do a little yoga, maybe get up and walk around, and then try and figure out, okay, why am I not motivated? Why am I in this funk? Um, that type of thing. And usually for me, when I know what's causing it, like, I've been to like I've moved to adult children in the last couple of weeks, so I didn't get a chance to write, and when I sat down to write, it's like, I'm just too freaking tired to write right now. So, yeah, so those are some of the things I do. So, the next thing you can do is get yourself some sprinting partners, okay? You can start a Facebook group with fellow authors, and you just sprint. when you have time. Now, I have a private sprinting group, really phenomenal women in it, and you can pretty much find somebody to sprint with almost 24/7. We have some authors who are very, very early risers, like 4:30 in the morning. They can find somebody to write with. You have night owls that like to stay up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning writing. You can find somebody to sprint with if you need to, or during the day or after work or whatever. So sprinters, a sprinting group is totally different than your inner circle. Okay. You want people who can help motivate you and get you excited. So how we do it in my group is we will write one of us is the timekeeper, and we start with our beginning word count. So let's say you're at 20,000 words on your current project, and then you write for 30 minutes, and then you stop and you post how many words you got. So let's say you got 800 words in that minute. So now your new word count, 20,000 plus 800 equals 20,800. And then you get up for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, you go pee, grab another cup of coffee, grab your sweet tea, whatever you need to do. You just get up, stretch a little bit, and then sit right back down. And I try not to take more than a 5-minute break. And this really helps me because I can be competitive sometimes. And one of the very few people who can beat me on word count is here right now, Miss Roberta Gordon. Oh my stars. I mean, I can write fast in 30 minutes. I can write a lot in 30 minutes. I think my average word count is like 900 and something in 30 minutes. Oh no, no, Bobby. No, Bobby. No. If she writes less than 1,200 words or 1,500 words in 30 minutes, she thinks she's falling behind. Yes, she is a beast. Roberta is a beautiful, beautiful beast, and she's one of the few people that can beat me. And I like that competition. That's the only kind of competition writing in the book world that I want to do. I don't want to compete on any other level. Um, because we really truly are all in this together. So let's go over it. You identify your funk, what's causing it, why you have it, how bad is it, how severe is it, do you need to go see a doctor, what caused it, and then what to do about it. I abhor being accountable to others. The muse hits me or it doesn't. I do most of my writing in my head as I fall asleep. Same here. And I have to wake up and jot it down. Sleep deprived all the time. Yep, that happens. And there is no such thing as normal, just different degrees of dysfunctional, right, Bobby? Um, so not everybody wants to be held accountable to anybody, and that's okay. Everybody does it different. Some people only have 30 minutes a day to write, and that's okay. Here in a few weeks, we're going to have Allie Pleiter on, and she's going to be talking to us about the chunking method of writing. Some people have to, they need to write in their pajamas. Some people you might write completely naked. Hell, I don't know. But everybody writes differently. Some people need complete peace and quiet. Some people they want that music blaring. It could be classical, it could be punk rock, it could be country, whatever. They just need the music blaring. I can't write that way. I gotta have silence unless I'm doing a fight scene, and then I want my Game of Thrones, my Braveheart, my really intense cinematic type of music. I'm just trying to see if there's any questions. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and share button. I appreciate that. Have a little sweet tea because I don't do cold coffee. I don't know how anybody drinks iced coffee. Don't come at me. Please don't come at me. I want my coffee just straight black coffee. I don't want cream. I don't want sugar. I don't want flavors. None of that. Just give me a good old fashioned cup of Folgers. Um, Yeah, Shannon, unfortunately, is she's under a complete remodel. I feel your pain, Shannon. I know what it was like. I have written in every room of this house. I've had a temporary office basement or basement in the or temporary office in the basement. I've had a temporary office in my bedroom, my old kitchen, the living room, and a recliner. And oh, there is nothing better than having your own space. If you can just carve out a little space, even if you get rid of some clothes and put a TV tray in your walk-in closet if you've got one and just use that as your space. I gotta have my quiet. Yeah, hi, Jolantha. Hi, honey. How are you? I just love you. I have missed you so much. Um, Jolantha has a high stress day job. By the end of the day, she's brain dead. And I know what that's like because when I first started this journey, I worked in insurance. So it was high stress. And yes, I felt brain dead. But when I first started, and this is just me, I'm not telling you you need to do this, okay? I'm just telling you my story. I got up at 3:30 every morning to write, and my husband, God love him, he thought I was getting up every morning to play Farmville, and I wasn't. I was writing. Um, oh, Elizabeth says, I feel bad because I'm consistently outperforming my writer friends on word count and productivity. Not even really sure why, but it sparks the imposter syndrome. Oh, no, 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 Elizabeth. You stop that right now, young lady. You just stop. I'm telling you to stop. Okay. We were just discussing everybody writes at their own pace. You do not never feel bad because you're being successful. Okay. Your writer friends will be successful in their own way and in their own time, right? Yeah, that's a whole other subject. We'll talk about imposter syndrome one night, I promise. But I'm telling you now, Elizabeth, please don't do that to yourself. If you are working hard and you are able to get all those words down every single day, then do it and don't feel bad about it. You pat yourself on the back and you feel proud about it. Your author friends, they might only be able to write 500 words a day, and I'm sure they're quite proud of that word count. Um, you're comparing apples to oranges, and you don't want to do that. Okay. You're welcome. I'm sorry. Did I come up as I try not to use my mommy voice too often, only when it's necessary. Only when I'm yeah. But no, don't do that, honey. You're doing good. No, I never feel bad. The only time I feel bad about my word count is when I don't have one. That's the only time I feel bad about it. If I only had enough time to write 1,000 words in a day, then I have to be proud of that fact, right? It was better than 0 words. That's how I look at it. Um Shannon needs a wall for her office. You weren't a kidding, sister. Um, so yeah, carve out your space and carve out your time wherever you can. So when I was first starting, I was getting up at 3:30 every morning to write. Kevin thought I was playing Farmville. I wasn't. I was writing my book, and then I would write for a couple of hours, hop in the shower, get ready for work, go to work, and I wrote on my lunch break. Okay. Um, I wrote all weekend long. Or as much as I could on the weekends because I've got a family, I've got kids, I've got grandkids, I've got things I wanna do and places I wanna go. So, yeah, there are chunky methods if you can only, carve out 30 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, that's okay. That is okay. If you can write I have a motto. My personal motto is 3K a day keeps the bill collector away. Now, that can either be writing 3,000 words, because when I have a 3,000 word day, I'm happy. Um, every word counts towards your book, or it could mean earning $3,000 in a day. I will take either one of those things. I just will. And no, I don't make $3,000 a day. Um, there was a time when I did though. But with KU, it's just all. So get some graph paper and color in one for every 100 words, and 900 times is 90K. That's true. You mathed. You did, Shannon. Very good. Um, I don't know if you can see this, but it says you can't publish blank pages. That's a motivator for me too. I've got all sorts of little motivators around my Mac. I just do. Um, writing is a privilege. It's not work, it's joy. Hang on, I'm gonna see what else. Oh, and sometimes it's okay to tell and not show. So I've got little motivational things all over my office. Does anybody have any other questions? Oh man, we've been on this for 30 minutes. It let us stay. So maybe I will not be able to do this on my Big Mac. I'll just have to do it on my laptop. You just showed? It just showed what? Oh! I wasn't even thinking about that. Shannon, can we edit this out later? I don't wanna show the world my chesticles. Well, I don't mind showing them my chesticles. I just don't wanna yeah. Shannon will edit this out. That won't be on the replay. Oh, God. See? Everybody has their little idiosyncrasies. Some of us just have a few more than other people. That's why you're here. Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate that. So, what other questions do y'all have? And I just hope to, each week we're going to be building up our audience and making it bigger and better. And I'm just super excited about it. I really truly am. And I don't care if there's 5 people here or 500 people here. I'm going to be here every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. to talk to you. Um, it's not easy being me, Elizabeth. I just make it look like it is. Yeah, and I've hit the USA Today bestsellers list twice. I've sold over 750,000 copies of my books worldwide. They've been translated into I don't know how many different languages. They're an audiobook and print and ebook and what do I do? Here everybody, look at that. See, it's all good. It's all good. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. And crying makes my skin blotchy and I don't like it. Do I do any relaxation methods? That would be my yoga, Shannon. Yoga helps me through a lot of things. Cursing under my breath sometimes helps. Um, let's have some balloons over that section. You are so bad, Roberta. Oh my God, Bobby. So yeah, my yoga, my the breathing exercises that I've used in yoga, I can fall asleep in 5 minutes now. Unless I'm really plotting and yeah. Um, So that's how I relax. Sometimes I will take a nap. I do. I will. I have a sofa in my office, a nice black leather sofa, and I call it the sofa of death because if you lay down on that puppy, you are asleep, and the next thing you know, 2 hours has passed, and you wake up drilling. I mean, it is the most comfortable sofa to lay on, not to sit on, but to take a nap on. It's perfect. So, um, oh, you're in the Rockies? Cool. I don't know when I'll get to the Rockies. I'm not traveling as much as I used to. Oh, Shannon. Don't tell all our secrets. I have to laugh. Again, if I don't laugh, I'll cry. So, what's your next questions? What other questions you want to know about getting yourself out of author funk? Because I mean, it affects everybody differently. Oh gosh, Bobby. God, I love you. Sorry, my girls are distracting me. And not these girls before you say it. You girls, Shannon and Bobby. Anyway, um, I'm here to answer any questions that you've got. And if you think it's something when we're done with this, just shoot me an email. It's Susan@SusanTiziel.com. Every week we're going to be talking about different things. Next week, I believe it's called It's 2 a.m. Do you know where your muse is? So we're going to be talking about the muse. Muse is a totally different animal. It's I'm not talking about funk. I'm not talking about motivation, mood, any of that. It's the muse. Okay. Um, Sometimes that puppy, he just runs for the hills and you got to figure out how to get him back. Um, Another week, it's going to be titled, I'm finding my notes. How to write gooder. That's gonna be a favorite one. That one might take a few weeks, a few sessions to do. But if you want to send me your questions via email, I can do a little video to answer those for you and post them on my YouTube page. Um, we'll also in the future be talking about vanity presses or indie publishing, how these two things are not the same. Let's see. Another favorite. Who the hell does your hero think he is? Another favorite. Is your heroine too stupid to live? Oh, Friday night Q&A, that would be fun, Shannon. I think we should do that. Um, we're gonna be talking, scene setting, plotting, just you name it. If it can deal with the book, we're gonna be talking about it. So, but yeah, Shannon and I were kicking around the idea of doing Friday night Q&A, where it's like open mic night or open line, what was it? Open Friday nights or something like that, where we just talk about what you all want to talk about. And you can send questions via email or you can post them when we get together. So we're not going to do that this Friday night because I am I'm taking my dad to Indiana Friday. I got my first horse when I was 4, okay? Come from a long line of horse people. And when I was 10, my mom and dad bought their first harness racehorse. And even though, mom is gone, um, my brother is still in the business. He trains harness racehorses. He owns them and he's really good. But anyway, I'm sure everybody here has heard of Secretariat. Well, they're in the harness racehorsing world. The name is Hanover. That's like the best horses. It's the equivalent of Secretariat bloodline, right? So there's this new horse called Bulldog Hanover, and I guess a couple weeks ago he just set worldwide uh, records worldwide. Oh, Indianapolis at Hoosier Harris Hoosier Park or something like that. Harris in Indianapolis. That's right. We'll have to get together, Jolantha. Um, anyway, uh, dad wants to see him race. Now, my dad is 79. He just turned 79 last month. So if my dad wants me to take him to Indiana, I'm going to take him to Indiana because that's what you do, right? Because pretty soon all you're going to have left are those memories. And I want to make as many as I possibly can with my dad. So if I cry, forgive me. But yeah, I'll be here every Wednesday night. Um, Jolantha will have to get together. You'll have to come to the racetrack because I do not know Indianapolis at all. But I will warn you, my dad is a horrible, horrible flirt, and he will ask you to marry him at least twice because he will forget he asked you the first time. And then he will say, "Do you have any money?" And you will say, "No, I'm broke." And then he will say, "Well, then I don't want you." And it's just, yeah, he's just a turd. Fascinating. Bulldog Hanover. Yes. I don't even know. It was like an outrageous record, um, that, Bulldog set, so anyway, so I'm excited about that, I am, I will be doing the driving this time because, again, dad is 79, so, I will be doing the driving, so I won't be doing any riding Friday, it's gonna be really long day, and then Saturday, my sister-in-law, Chris, is, done with college, she is a nurse practitioner now? Nurse practitioner? Physician's assistant? Something like that. I can never remember, and I'm so bad. Again, I got too much stuff up here. Yeah, that's right, Elizabeth. Your 84-year-old grandmother says people in their 70s are young. Damn straight. That's right. Anyway, so we're having a big party for Chris here at my house Saturday night to celebrate her being done with college and getting her life back and her weekends back. So we're pretty stoked about that. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, you can email me, Susan at susantisdale.com, and that's SUZAN at SUZANTISDALE.com. You can just shoot me your questions there. And um, not this week, but next week we might do a open mic night. I don't know what to call it. Friday Night Live? A Friday Night Live. That's what we'll do. It's a Friday night Q&A, something like that. We'll come up with a fun name. We will. So if nobody has any more questions, I will stop this. And don't forget again to like, subscribe, share, do all the as Emily D. Baker. Who here watches Emily D. Baker on YouTube? I love her. Oh my God. So I'm trying not to say the stuff that she says. Do all the YouTubey things. you know what the YouTubey things are: like, subscribe, notifications, share. It's those 4 things. But I don't wanna be accused of trying to copy her because I can't. She's awesome. She's just really awesome. So anyway, email me those questions if you've got them, and we will be here next Wednesday night, and next Wednesday night is titled, "It's 2 a.m. Do you know where your muse is?" I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm glad you're all here, okay? Um, all right, I'm gonna go. We will talk soon. Thank you. Have a great week, and, get yourself out of that funk. Yeah, it's gonna be great. You're gonna have a great week. I can feel it in my bones. Bye.